Good day, Dumelang Sanbonani, and welcome to another episode of Scars, my journey on this beautiful Saturday morning with me, Marietjie Bothma, Untomza Mazulu, Zindli Ntomza KZN. And as usual, this show is all about sharing life journeys of other people, journeys that you maybe would have wondered, how did that person make it, and how are they even still alive, or how do they even stay positive? And also just to share that, you know what, it doesn't matter where you are going, it doesn't matter what you go through in life, but whatever you're going through, you're able to decide for yourself whether you're going to get through it or whether you're going to allow it to break you or make you. Well, on the show today, in this beautiful third episode of Scars, we have the most amazing young woman on our show. Kele, likaime. And obviously our viewers know that so I want you to feel free in sharing your story.
Not a problem.
Welcome to Scars.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're a beautiful woman. You know, many times when we talk about scars,
right,
people look at us and they're like, but I can't see any scars.
Yeah, definitely.
In the meantime, obviously women, we know how to hide with makeup.
Exactly, yeah.
Can you please tell our viewers today, hore kele ke mang?
Kele ki ngonyana ko maplazini, ke tswa kwa Ndebele. I was born and bred in Ndebele. My family is still there, so I'm now in Joburg. I'm an attorney by profession, and I'm a mother to a 10-year-old. So yeah,
oh wow,
that's me. Yeah.
Okay, so I want us to. The show is all about sharing. We personally look at our lives, you're supposed to say, but I shouldn't have made it. I know you have quite a story to share with us today, so I want us to go back to you sharing your first most traumatizing thing that happened to you, and I want you to share with the viewers. I don't want to give it away, so right. I want you to take us on your journey.
Okay. In 2003, I was involved in a car accident with my friends, and I was pregnant by then. I was 7 months pregnant, and they couldn't make it. I was the sole survivor, and after the accident, I spent about 9 months in hospital. Unfortunately, the child also passed on, and it was a very traumatic accident. It was caused by the other person who was coming the opposite direction. He also didn't make it, by the way. So when it happened, I was sleeping. Yeah, my seat was reclined because, you know, pregnancy and all.
Obvious.
So I didn't see what happened. The story was told by the people who were following us, who said, no, this is what happened. This car was coming on a curve, and then there was another one that came on the opposite direction, hit them and took off the roof. So the passengers, like the people who were in the car, the occupants, their heads were cut off because of the car that actually took the roof off. So me being reclined on the seat, that's how I survived. And then I was shoved under the dashboard upon impact.
Wow.
So imagine pregnant and you're under the dashboard. So you were totally
curled up?
Yes, I was curled up for about 2 to 3 hours, and that's why the pressure was a lot for my baby and for the liver as well, and my lungs. So 10 years later, I'm diagnosed with liver cancer. So the trauma, I would say it took time, because some people will ask, but how did you, overcome this? Like, you can speak about it. Previously, I couldn't even speak about it. It took a lot of time, going counseling and, accepting that this is what's happened. The people have passed. And I think for my family, it even took, they waited for me to actually be discharged from the hospital. Because when I was admitted, I was in coma for about 2 weeks, and then when I came out of coma, they told me, no, the other ones are in other hospitals.
So they didn't even tell you?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't, because the doctors asked them, please, it's better if you don't tell her now because she's still critical. So having to deal with that even after I've recovered, it's been a very difficult thing, especially the fact that the pregnancy was my first pregnancy, and I had so much planned, you know, and you realize then when things are, you know, you are shattered, and you think that is the end of the world, but you know, something comes and gives you the courage.
If I may ask, so you only find out how long after your accident do you find out that actually everyone had passed away?
9 months.
And do you have memories of remembering that you were pregnant, or was that also just...
It was funny. I didn't have memory of my high school life and my tertiary life, because I was in tertiary during that time. I only had memory of my primary life.
Wow.
Yeah. Primary, it was vivid. Everything was like clear to me. My mom came. I couldn't recognize my mom. My sisters, my friends, the things that they started doing is actually bring piece of clothing, pictures, other things that will actually trigger my memory, and some they worked, but surprisingly even now I still have memories which are triggered by other things, that maybe if I visit my home and I see something that actually takes me back maybe to my high school life, that's how they are coming back. So I have gone through counseling, and my therapist always said to me, you know what, don't rush this, because it's not going to come back immediately at once. Some people will find that someone, I can see that this person I know, but I don't even know.
But you can't remember.
I can't remember from where do I know this person.
But now, how, after all this time, I mean, we're talking 2003.
Yes, yes.
And obviously, you weren't supposed to be alive. Let's put it like that.
Exactly, yes.
And you were given a second chance. What motivates you when you hear of people that small things break them?
Right.
What motivates you to carry on? There's more to your story that we're going to go into in the next half of this interview. But after this accident and having to regain who Kele is,
right,
what keeps you going?
I could say after the accident, what kept me going is the fact that I wanted to be there. My mom, it actually affected her a lot, more than everyone. So I wanted to be there for my mom. And I always promised her, even after I was out of hospital, I said to her, you know what, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to do everything that you wanted me to do. So she at that time, she was the person that I was willing to please with anything. Then the doctor said to me I was not going to be able to have kids. Because there was damage on my womb, and I had given up on kids because I was just waiting for them to give me a date and say, okay, you must come on this date so that we can remove it and sterilize you permanently, because that's the advice I was given. But in 2010 I fell pregnant. In 2009, and she was born in 2010. So to me, she was a miracle. I named her Matlochonolo. Matlochonolo means blessings. So after having the child, I realized that, you know what, now I have other things more important to live for. So I could say family support and the love that I got from my family and friends actually got me where I am today. Because even if I had tried to manage by myself, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it. Yeah.
Well, this is the story of Kele, but Kele also has more to her story. You know, in life, we tend to go through so many things and you think you are the only one dealing with this. There are so many people out there, even you watching the show right now, no matter in which country you are, no matter where you are, what you're going through. This is one of the women that is here to share a story, to say that, you know what, it's all about willpower, I think.
Exactly, yes.
But Kele, something more happened after your accident and your recovery and all of that. You know, I always believe in, yes, we were the victims of something in our lives, but because we are still alive, we are the survivors. And once we are able to live with those scars or that pain, you learn how to be the overcomer. And then at the end of the day, you sitting right here, right now, is living proof that you are the conqueror of your own journey, because you decide whether you're going to let it make you or break you. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, Kele will take us through her journey that she had to face with after all of this that happened to her. She found out she has cancer.
Right.
So do not go anywhere. After the break, we'll be back with Ugele.
The coronavirus outbreak.
Experience the extraordinary.
Tremendous waste and tremendous fraud. Mexico is, in fact, you will soon find out.
It is a day to celebrate.
We don't approve at all what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily unusual.
Challenge your ordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat. Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
And welcome back, Sinamgele futhi kulolu hlelo iScars. Your scars do not define your journey. And do you allow your past to create your future? We are seated today with the most amazing Gele, who just shared on her accident and how she survived. And but before the break, I just told the viewers quickly that you had to deal with more than just the accident and the memory loss. And you were blessed to have a baby after you were told you're not.
Exactly.
But I know you were then diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
Could you share that part of your life with us?
It was something that I never thought will actually hit my ground, because as we do now, like now I do cancer awareness, trying to teach people about cancer. Before I was diagnosed, I knew that there was cancer, but I always thought to myself, I'm eating healthy, I'm doing this.
It can never touch you. Yeah, that's what we always say.
Yes. But it started in 2013. April 2013, I started getting sick, excessive bleeding now and then. And when I went to doctors, some GPs will just give me medications like just to stop the bleeding or just to stop the headaches, and my tummy started swelling up. And there was another doctor that referred me to an oncologist. I went to the oncologist and they did some tests in April, and in July they came back. They were trying to check if I don't have stomach cancer or anything that's wrong with the stomach, but they found that there was nothing. And then they started doing other tests. They said to me, we have to dig and do other tests. And in October, that's when they diagnosed me with cancer, on the 29th of October 2013. And
what cancer was that?
It's HCC, hepatoma, so it's hepatocellular carcinoma. You know the names?
No, it's
hepatoma, so it's liver cancer.
Okay.
Yes, so it's named hepatoma. So the cancer, it's cancer of the liver. And what they did immediately after they tried to, normally with the other tests that I had to undergo, the results I'll be told over the phone. I would say, no, you know what, there's nothing wrong, you know, you're gonna have to come back and then we do other tests, biopsies and stuff. And with this one, I was asked, your results are back, you need to come in. And I was like, doc,
something's wrong.
No, you need to come in because it's a problem. We need to deal with it immediately. So like everyone, when the news you have cancer come, it's not easy to deal with it. They told me, I kept it a secret from everyone, me and the doctor and his.
For how long?
Until January. That's when I told my siblings.
Wow.
Only my siblings.
And no one could notice you were going through changes.
People knew that I was sick during that year, but they knew that I was going, you know, for tests and other things, but I didn't disclose that. Actually, it's confirmed I've got cancer. So I kept it a secret because when you get that that message that you have cancer, immediately it shatters you. Like I was shattered. And in December, I dipped into depression, and it was too much for me. My child was only 3 years that time. Mind you, I took a journey. I went to Mozambique.
Wow.
I said to myself, there was a movie that I watched where someone was diagnosed and they decided to travel.
To just travel
the
world.
So I said to myself, let me just travel as well. So me and my daughter, we went to Mozambique. And while I was there, and mind you, that time I'm in denial. I'm thinking maybe this thing will go away. But while there, I meet this lady who was selling fruits on the street in Shai Shai. And she had a sort of a bulgy kind of a structure on her chest, and I asked her what's wrong. She said, no, they removed my breast, but you know, it's still continuing to rot. So I don't know what to do, but I'm just waiting for my day. And that's when it dawned on me to say, you know what, I need to do something.
This is actually
it's
real.
too late for me. So in January, I told my siblings and I asked them to keep it, you know, my parents will approach them when I'm ready. And then on the 14th of February, that's when I went for surgery.
On Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's.
You decided to surprise him with, by the way, I have cancer.
I went to the hospital and then they had to do resection, the surgery to remove the part that was cancerous. And I started chemo. So you know, with chemo, you've been through it.
I've been through it.
So with chemo, I started losing weight a lot, and I started losing my hair. That's when my mom and dad started questioning what's wrong with this one, and that's when my younger brother, he's younger than me, he's 10 years younger than me. He actually told them because I couldn't break the news to them because I didn't want to hurt them. But that's the one thing that actually showed me that if immediately after realizing that you've been diagnosed, you've got cancer, you need to immediately get treatment. Because even my doctor said, you are delaying the process of treatment. We need to get on treatment immediately. So with everyone that I meet now who's just been diagnosed, I always tell them, immediately just go to a doctor and find out what are the methods of treatment, because I delayed, I know, and I ended up having a liver device inserted like immediately. So with the issue of support, if you tell your loved ones, your family, your friends, people who are around you, they'll be able to support you. I used to drive myself to chemo, come back. Sometimes I'm drowsy coming back, park my car on the side of the road.
And you know, with chemo, you vomit,
yes.
You know, the process, you can't actually be alone.
You can't. But
we force.
I've been forced, shame.
And when we are forced, she's a lawyer, ladies and gentlemen, she's a lawyer. You know, lawyers,
exactly. And the thing is, I always tell people, when you find out that someone, even if they're not telling their relatives, they have cancer, just ask them, you know what, you need support. Even if you're not telling everyone in the family, try and find support groups, people who will actually be able to support you. So with me, I had a little one, she was 4 in 2014. There was a time where I actually collapsed with her in the house, and I was supposed to prepare her for school in the morning, but because I couldn't, it was a day after the chemo, I was very, very weak, and she's 4, mind you. And
now,
in the morning, she had to crawl under the butler door She took her little chair and then unlocked the door, but she couldn't pull the butler. She went under the butler door, went to the neighbors and called them, and then that's when they came and assisted me. So imagine if a child is growing up in that situation. So that's why there has to be people who know. And honestly, as cancer fighters, patients, sometimes we get stubborn. And people should understand that. Because we have that thing of not wanting to be a burden, and it's in most cases it's not good for us as well. So we need to communicate with our loved ones so that we get the necessary assistance that we need.
But now, obviously, in your case, you had the family support, you had the friend support. But there are many people out there, as you say, who are stubborn, who don't want to share the story, because we know many people, when they see you start getting losing weight, you start losing your hair, abantu bayakhuluma, they'll be like, "Hey, babu abatu," and they'll be like, twerking. But then you'll find ukuthi many people don't have someone they can talk to, or they don't have anyone they trust, and they feel judged. But so my first question here would be, what would you say to that person? And then my second question would be, after your chemo and everything, are you cancer free?
I'm in remission, yes.
You're in remission?
Since 2015 until 2018 when it broke, because they spotted cancer cells in my body in 2018, and it was December 2018, so it affected my lungs as well. Remember, my lungs were injured during the accident, so they became weaker. My left lung was damaged during the accident, so it was too much for me. The treatment, it was not as harsh as it was the first time. Then I had to be on oxygen. I've been on oxygen for almost 2 years now. So I'm still on and off oxygen, and obviously when I sleep at night I have to have the oxygen on because my lungs still struggle. But currently I am in remission.
It's actually the first time I see you that you don't have the oxygen, although it's right there. So as to the viewers, obviously there might be a change if she gets out of breath. We will have the oxygen back on, just so that so that person looking at the show right now, thinking that this is too much for me to handle, but I can't talk to anyone, because I remember with my diagnosis, I didn't tell anyone for almost 4 months. And it's only when a friend of mine was like, "You're just moody lately, you're fighting with everyone. Every Tuesday you disappear. When you come back, you come back sick and you are vomiting. What's going on?" And eventually I had to break it. What do you say to that person who's stubborn like me, who says, "I can do this on my own"?
It's not easy, and I think a lot of people don't understand that it's very tough to be dealing with such a situation. It's not easy because you're trying to control what's going on inside, and at the same time you're trying to accommodate the next person who is maybe your partner, your family, whoever. But it's not the end of it. The diagnosis itself, it's a medical, it's a part that will actually pass. You'll need to go on to treatment, and then after treatment, recovery. So it's not just a one-step thing. So you need to understand that, yes, you're going through whatever you're going through, the pain, the depression, and depression is huge.
Yeah, the depression is
huge. And other people might not even understand why a person is acting that way. And imagine if someone is hiding news like that, to say, "I'm going to hide the diagnosis until maybe I'm ready." And they start being moody, they start being sick. The people who are around you, as moody as you are, they are the people who have to come and help you when you are helpless. So you need to communicate with even if it's 1 or 2 people. You need to find people that you can communicate with. And there's always organizations. I have an organization, Cancer Must Fall. There's Fifi.
We had her as a guest last weekend on the show.
There's Can Survive, PLWC. We've got a lot in South Africa. And I'm talking about those ones because I've worked with them. There's cancer as well. And those people, they have lines where they can actually you can actually call and then speak to someone, get a buddy. I had a buddy from PLWC, and it helped me a lot to open in terms of opening up. And support groups, I had Wings of Hope, and then that's when I joined Can Survive. And it was something that I thought, it's too much. I don't want to, like, I don't want people invading my privacy. I don't want to talk about the situation.
Yeah.
But actually helped. So it's not the end of it. So if someone is going through that, they should have someone to talk to. Even if it's not family, but find someone who
Find someone you can trust, someone you can
trust.
understand.
Yes, it will be
Well,
better.
you are still tuned into Scars right here on Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on Starset. And if you are maybe tuned in on our Facebook, do send your comments or questions right here live. With us in studio is Gele. We do have, on the show, we have a lot of surprises usually. So on the, well, in the next half of the show, we have heard from Gele as a female about her cancer journey, her accident journey, her survival journey. She was telling us about her scars. We are going to go to a short break. When we come back, we have a live performance from some very, very, how can I put it? Those are one of those secrets when you don't tell your viewers who's coming. But so do not go anywhere. After the break, we'll be joined by our artist, and then we have a third guest that will be joining us. Do not go anywhere.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with Starset.
The coronavirus outbreak.
Experience the extraordinary.
Tremendous waste and tremendous fraud. Mexico is, in fact, you will soon find out.
It is a day to celebrate.
We don't approve at all what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily unusual.
Challenge your ordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality has had no plan.
Experience the extraordinary with Starset.
Welcome back to Scars with me, Marietjie Bothma. And as you know, when we started with the show, I always started with a little jingle. Well, as we know, Twitter is one of those things that once you trend on there, you trend. So today in studio, we have a duo that I actually got a link from Twitter from, and they were performing in the Joburg streets and on trains to try and get funding for their first album. Guys, are you ready? Over to you.
Thank you. Tata Nancy Nhliziyo yam, Tata naluthando lolwam, Tata Nancy Nhliziyo yam, suyiphathe njengeqanda sithandwa ndenzi ngabo andiphathwa nazinhloni babe ndenzi ngabo cela undiphendana ndikuthandile sithandwa sami ngenhliziyo yami yonke ndithi uthandwe ndingalo soze luphele uthatha umphefumulo wami tulisile ebusuku nemini ndiphupha ngawe ndingakuphi wesithandwa sami kuyabanda apha ekhaya zobuye emini dali wami ngiyakuthula andisakwazi nokulala kuyabanda ubuthonga bukho nelanga selandishona ndiyakotola.
Wow, guys, you are so talented. Do not go anywhere. After the short break, we'll be joined by a third guest, and then later on, we will be having a word or two with our performing artist, Ningaindawo.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Ami Shabalala Puti kunjani?
Ngiyaphila kanjani ma?
Ngiyaphila. Ake tsebe umuzulu, umusuthu, umutswana, umupedi.
Naye ngumzulu ma.
Umzulu. Hayi soqhekethisa isiZulu ke namhlanje. obviously you being on the show Bothami ngicela qala wazisa abantu ukuthi uBothami ubani.
Okay, uThami wakashabalala umshiye ngodonga likaMavuso Sidoba Selithuli. Born and bred in Soweto. Yeah, basically that's where I spent my whole life. Yeah, you know, basically Gauteng is my playground.
Is your playground?
Yeah.
I know you're also into biking.
Yeah, no, I'm into biking, yes.
But Bothami, you also on the show, because the show, as I say, the name is Scars.
Yeah.
You also have a story to tell. And I feel that most of the time, cancer is only focused on the woman. But could you share just a small part of your story?
Okay, where should I start? Look, it started back in 2017. You know, I was a bit chubby. I used to play sports. So, you know, playing sports, then we are then you gain a lot of weight. Then what happened was I started losing weight. Yeah, but also we go grand, because now here I was thinking I know summer body years you know come December time skip my 6-pack. Yeah, well, posted pictures on social media, you know. Then there's one friend of mine from eThekwini, you know, commented on the picture, says you're looking good. Me, I thought everything was going well until I started getting sick. You know, I had this cough, a persistent cough that was coming after 6 p.m. That's where you have cough, but during the day everything else is fine, you know. I took it lightly, you know. And self-medication. Yeah, and self-medications, you know. I didn't like to go to the doctor. Went to chemist, bought stuff. You know, the pharmacist says, maybe allergic to what, hay fever and whatnot. Gave me stuff. It never worked until I went to the doctor. The doctor gave me some medication and antibiotics. It stopped for about a month. And after a month, it went back. It came back. I said, no, Lord Doctor, no, went back to him, and he did checks and all that. And he said to me, you know what, I'm going to send you to this place, I said Dobsonville, to go and get your x-rays and come back to me. I went there, did x-rays. When I was on my way back to the doctor's office, parked the car on the side, fully envelope, started reading. The only thing that I saw was lymphoma. Started Googling. Lymphoma, it's a type of cancer. Okay, fine. Valley envelope, went back to the doctor. When the doctor looked at that results and looked at that, x-ray, he said to me, he asked me, do you have medical aid? I said, no, I don't have medical aid. I'm a contract worker where I work. So we don't get the malentuzan.
So before I was like, my results, medical aid?
Yeah, no, he asked me about medical aid. So I didn't have medical aid. He said to me, okay, on Monday, it was a Friday, he said, on Monday, I will msebenzini. Forgetting and I msebenzi. Hamba uye bara, ufike HOPD, then we'll take it from there. Monday, went to bara, yeah.
And he
yeah, so I went there. Spent the whole day there. I saw the first doctor, did my test, went to Mela somewhere, opened up the file, came back to HOPD, saw the second doctor. The second doctor, no, that was the first doctor. You know, the first doctor, that x-ray, he looked at the x-ray, he looked at me and said to me, your chest is a mess. You know, getting that from the doctor to say, your chest is a mess, only things that were going through my mind is so okay, stayed there and did all of my tests. Then they sent me to take further test. biopsy, FNA, and all those, when the test came back, I found out I was in stage 2, Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay, for those viewers out there, because obviously, as I say, most of the time, cancer, it's women that are speaking out, and thank you for being able to share with us your story. For those people who don't understand isilungu, lamagama ngicela usichazele ngesintu for lo muntu onga understand lymphoma and all of that.
Isangidida namanje ne.
I-cancer yani kahle kahle.
Lymphoma, it's a type of cancer that attacks your lymphatic system. So your lymphatic system is the system that transport fluids throughout your body, and it iyangenelela naku part of your immune system as well. So the symptoms that I had then were obviously loss of weight. I had itchy skin, benglunywa, and you could scratch. You could scratch until upumikaze at some point, and I had lumps underneath my armpit, but those because of they were not painful. As guys, you see stuff as long as ingekho buhlungu, then you don't awinagi, so it's gone. Okay, it's fine. Carry on. Only to find out it was science to say there's something wrong with your body. The itchiness.
So how was your first reaction when you found out you on stage 2 of cancer?
Yeah. When you receive that news, when you receive those news, you have been diagnosed with cancer. The only thing that comes to your mind is Singzoshon, because of the way Ingakhona or the way public sees it is a person that is diagnosed with cancer, they eventually dies. When you look at movies and stories that plays in TVs and your big screens, when you see a person that has cancer, they eventually die. So now that came back to me with son. Now I'm diagnosed with cancer, and this is where I'm heading. So the news were not good.
And obviously, as Bati Indotaikali, so most of the time is also men go through a lot of things and they actually don't talk. And Kele was sharing with us a support system and how long it took her to come out. How long did it take for you to actually reach out to someone, or did you were you one of those people that just shut down and decided I'm going to do this on my own? Do you have a support system?
I have a strange relationship with my dad. Siyakhuluma, but we don't talk about izinto deep kakhulu. But I told him, like, immediately when they told me I have cancer, I told the family, told my friends, even on Facebook, I was active, writing,
That's how I got to know you, actually.
Yeah. So I never bottled izinto. I talked, and the support that I got from the family and the support that I got from friends, it was the support that helped me to beat
this cancer. So how long are you cleared of your cancer now, if I may ask? Or are you still in remission?
I'm in remission now. Yeah. Since late 2018.
Late 2018.
I don't keep dates. You ladies, you are the one keep dates. I don't. Yeah, but since late 2018, I was in remission.
Now I'm going to change the conversation a little bit, and obviously to our viewers out there watching us on Galaxy Universal Network on Starset Channel 500, and for those viewers on Facebook. Both of you actually work together.
We do.
Yes.
You actually work together, and you don't work together like M17. You're a lawyer. You are in which field are you?
I work for the government.
Oh, they work for government. I want to work government. So now, you guys have been part of a lot of awareness campaigns.
Yes.
And you are both bikers from my memory.
Baby biker.
Yeah, okay. She's the baby biker and a very good photographer. And you obviously are a biker, and I know you are very involved in campaigns and things like that. I want you guys both to tell us more about how your cancer journey has helped you actually create something that is reaching out to other people out there.
In 2015, when I was declared that I was in remission, I decided to register a foundation. Well, my daughter, you remember it was during the time of Fees Must Fall?
Oh, yes.
And because I was sick for so long, my daughter said, Mommy, cancer must eventually fall as well. Cancer must fall.
Wow.
So it was the name that was actually motivated by my daughter.
Oh, nice.
And I opened that, I registered the foundation, but it just sat there. Like I had so much.
Cancer Must Fall.
Yes, Cancer Must Fall Foundation. I had so much that I wanted to do with it, but I guess I got lazy and I.
Or your journey.
Yeah,
your journey was exhausting.
Yeah, it was exhausting. So I knew that I wanted to reach out to people and help people the way other people have helped me in terms of support, cancer support groups that I was part of. And in 2016, I met a lady Z, Zanele. She's with Can Survive, and she invited me on their ride, which happens every year. And when I joined Can Survive, it was something wonderful for me because I wanted to make people aware, teach people about cancer, and for me to be part of them and going around with them, teaching people about it was something that actually fulfilled me. And I met Utami 2017.
It's 2017,
yes.
The time you Can Survive.
It was my first year of the ride.
Yes.
So we as the ride was starting, we had like a group of bikers accompanying us up until the Val. So Tammy came to support, and then that's where we met, and then we started working together under Cancer Must Fall in late 2018. Yes, but we are members of Can Survive. So I will say that a lot of things that we are doing under Can Survive, it's things that we always wanted to do them because he had passion to educate people.
Especially the males, because males tend to lock down.
And you know, Marietjie, it's so uncomfortable talking to guys about cancer. So people like our time, they are able to, because they are guys, they know what the guys, how to approach the topic. Yeah, it was.
Because most men will be like, you know.
Look, hey, Siba, I'm in denial or what, but look, umugula, you don't want to go to the doctor, you don't want to go to the hospital until sobona lago jazi angsakhona. So izinto ezikanjalo yizo eziyenza ukuthi we end up finding more males ukuthi baba diagnose at the late stage because they don't want to go to the doctor, they don't want to go for regular checkups, you know.
And also,
cancer,
I think we think that cancer is, most of the time when people talk cancer, we think breast cancer.
Yes,
pink.
When to cancer is breast cancer, is prostate cancer, you know, all those famous cancers, and not knowing what there are about plus minus 300 type of cancers out there, you know. Serious.
But because I think we tend to just we actually don't want to know the truth. We are scared because once you find out you are sick, you are so scared that you'd rather not find out. So I'd rather not go and check, so that I don't have to deal with this. You are still tuned into Scars right here on Galaxy Universal with Network with Usisukele no Bothma. We will be right back after the break, because I would like them just to close with a few words, and also to give us, as Bothma, after the break, I would like you to please give us signs that men should look out for, that should make them, when they see these things, this is when they should actually take action to get themselves checked. And the same with you, Siskele. Right after the break, do not go anywhere with me, Marietjie Bothma, Ntombi Zulu, zinhle intombi zase KZN.
Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for!
DJ Khaled! It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action.
I like it when it's nice and soft. Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat. Feel the heat.
Just watch this. Let the pictures tell you everything.
It's all the way through!
Oh, what about that? That was really special. Those are the moments that supporters will remember.
Feel the excitement.
That was delightful.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Welcome back to Scars. My scars do not define my journey. Or do your scars define your journey? Before the break, we had asked Bothma to give us the warning signs that men should look out for cancer. And then I'm going to give over to you then. The same with you as well. Bothma.
Yes, ma'am.
Abo baba, njengoba sithanda kanje ukuthi abo baba singazinaki izinto. What are the
Okay, as I've said before, Gucci, there's cancers amaning, but the most common with us guys is prostate, testicular, So unfortunately, prostate, you need to go and have yourself checked out. Nala cancer, but testicular, what you can do is, after together, you can touch your balls and feel Gucci. Asase symmetrical, asase njalo, is there anything, Yeah, Jongo Mam Lillian. Mam Lillian Dube, she's part of Cancer Survive,
Yes.
And she always say, Gucci, most especially for the guys that are married to Gucci, women play with those balls, and guys play with those breasts, because most of the time you find that a lady has a breast cancer, agaizwa, when
but omunye umuntu
when the guy plays with the breast, then he can find out with him and there's something wrong now. Let's go and have it checked out. So
the same with the men.
The same with the men, And another thing, sometimes when you have pain on your lower back, you need to go and check it out. When you urinate and your urine is burning, or whether there's blood in your urine, you just go and have to check it out. Look, just do yourself a favor. Every year, just moto, a car, you service every year or every certain mileage. Now we are humble, your service every year. By your check and your full checkup, it doesn't hurt. If it costs 150, pay that 150, but check. More right, uzoba right.
Wow, thank you so much. And Siskele, obviously in women most of the time, last week we had Ufifi Urifilwe on the show, and she was talking about her breast cancer. And most women think breast cancer is all cancer. You are sitting here right now. It's the first time I see you without oxygen for so long. What are the signs that people must look out for, number one? Number two, now with this whole coronavirus thing going on, we know it's a breath thing, it's a respiratory thing. You have to live on oxygen 24/7. What would your advice be?
On the signs, like Uputami said, you need to be aware of your body. Slight changes on your body, you need to get checked. And currently DSCAM is running a promotion where they do the pap smear for less than 150, I think. I'm not sure about the price actually, but for the month of August. So
for Women's Month.
For Women's Month. So I will urge each and every woman to go for the pap smear. It's very important. For the breast, you need to do self-examination now and then. And
or you get someone like
you get someone
like
and Nakwana, it's not like he said, there's a lot of cancers. So whatever slight change that you might have on your body, you need to get it checked. If you have a little mold, there's a survivor, Unaniki. She had a mold on her skin cancer. So it was a mold on her knee, and they only discovered later that it was skin cancer. Yes. So some people tend to ignore such things, to say izohamba. Sonke besihamba umuntu athi hamba efarate bazokunikeza 2 liters ngeke ngawathatha ama 2 liters.
Wow.
So the problem is that sometimes you go and self-medicate ngalezo zinto, not knowing actually what's going on with you.
And maybe like you even making it more aggressive.
Yes, it will be very aggressive. So you need to get the medical help, and then at least boost your immune system, in any way that you can. And on the COVID part, it's very difficult, for us with underlying diseases. So you need to actually just take your meds, boost your immune system the way you can, because you need to be out there. You have to wear the mask. You need to protect yourself. So it's very difficult for people with underlying diseases at the moment.
I can imagine.
So we plead with everyone to say this is not a joke. It's there. You see people like not caring about, like running the streets, like not even
like that should stop.
Exactly, it needs to stop. So when they say sanitize, do that. Like we do that. We're not fools for doing that. We need to do that.
This was the most amazing, but also very informative show today. We had Usiskele sharing her journey, Uputami sharing his journey, and we have the most amazing artists. And in closing, obviously, we would like to know, for the viewers out there who are maybe going through the same journey that you went through, or that would like to book you guys that are performance where can they find you on social media handles? We'll just go down the line.
Okay, on Facebook Utami Shabalala, on Instagram Utami Shabalala, Twitter ngama deductions. Hey, I don't play on those streets.
I know. Yeah. Okay, so it's Tami Shabalala on Facebook, especially to you men watching the show right now who doesn't know who to talk to. Ungakhali uwedwa khona amadoda azimisela ukuthi akubambe isandla. Where can we find you?
On Facebook, I have a page. It's Wandile Ray Music.
Wandile Ray Music.
Instagram also Wandile Ray Music.
Fantastic. Siskele?
It's Cancer Must Fall, all platforms.
Zasha?
So, Cancer Must
Short
Fall.
and sweet, no private page.
No.
And yours?
On Facebook, it's Tonde Music, and on Instagram, it's Tonde J Liwayo. Twitter, Tonde J Liwayo. YouTube, Tonde J Liwayo.
Sonde Jedliwawe. Do go and tune into their YouTube channels, their Facebook pages. Guys, this has been the most amazing show. And as usual, the way we close our show, do stay tuned, because obviously next weekend, same time, same place, 11 to 12, every Saturday, right here live on Galaxy Universal Network. And as I usually close the show, but today I want to do it a bit different. Ngeke ngakulibala nanini na uyohlala uhlele engqondweni yami uyinto yonke nagum Yimu Marietjie Bothma, Ntom Zamazulu, Zinti Ntom KZN. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Much love. Ngintanda nonke ekuzibali feyela inkosi nibusise. Goodbye. God bless.